Hey everybody, it's Jeff with Chief Classics again. I'm out here in the great American desert, God's cattle country, the Nebraska Sandhills, at my buddy Grant's ranch. So we went up to the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation last night and picked up this 1968 Chrysler Imperial that I bought on an auction. It's pretty good shape. It marginally ran and drove itself onto the trailer, but we got to do some dialing in. But the car is overall better than I deserve. It's better than expected. I'm super pleased with it, but it still needs some drivability things addressed. There's a big old banana boat. It looks more like a prosthetic foot than a banana, but all in all, it's pretty darn good. We got our fender skirts. We're missing a little bit of trim. The thing's had a repaint. It's like 2 different shades of prosthetic limb, but overall it's pretty good. It allegedly sat inside most of its life, and you can tell that it's a Western vehicle by how dry the thing is. I know that it's had a repaint, but I can't really see evidence of Bondo or bodywork or anything like that. Interior's not too bad. We got some black leather. We need to fix a couple little things. That's broken. Our windows don't work. But all in all, a pretty decked out vehicle for not a lot of money. Here she is. What a beauty. You can tell that some of our paint prep wasn't the best. Oh, we got a line here. There might be some filler there. Can't see anything wrong with it other than that sanding line, so it doesn't look like it had rot. Maybe it was damage, but I can't see a sign of rot on this car really. Oh, that's sad. How did that happen? Oh well, guess we don't need that anymore. Bottom of the fender looks nice. Just got sand down here. Looks like they did some hot laps with it. Door looks good. A goofy paint run or something going on there, like we got some Bondo stuck to it, but the rest of the door looks good. We got some little chips, little rust spots. The door is a slightly different color than the quarter, but it's barely noticeable out here in the sun. Yeah, rocker looks good. Fender skirt looks all right. This quarter, look, you can see plug welds. Looks like we had a lower quarter replacement probably, and then this body line here looks really sharp and goofy, like it's carved out of Bondo. And of course nobody replaces the welting. We just try to tape it off. Still pliable though. We got some poop stuck to the deck lid. I love the tail end of these things. What's that say? September of '93. Wow. Little rot. Corners of the bumpers. Olympic Auto Sales. Lincoln. Huh. Well, this thing's back to being 60 miles from its original home. What we got going on here? Shrubbery. About this quarter, we got the same overspray going on here. Some dings in the corner of the bumper. Not bad though. Yeah, we had a quarter put on this side too. Lower patch it looks like. Not bad though. Strange scratches down here on this rocker. The wheel cover looks good though. Golly, how many leaf springs are on this thing? Got lift shackles. Oh, and a very stinky, leaky fuel tank. I hope that we can overcome that. We're gonna try. Trunk floor looks good though. Rear frame rails look nice. Oh, this door looks, it's nice aside from this missing piece of trim. That's a bummer. Front door looks good other than some scratches, some rust spots like that. Fender, we got some rust color coming through, but fender looks good. Oh, this must have been the original color. About the same thing. Nice straight hood. Boy, there's a lot of glass on these things. Interior's not bad. What do we got here? We got some power stuff. Power window lock, huh? Odd. What's this donger for? Is this for our mirror? No, that's for our mirror. Huh. Let me know if you know what that is. No, that's not our lock. Our lock is up here. Little handle's broken, unfortunately. This is a wing window crank. Yeah. Cool. It's a true hardtop. There's no B pillar in between the doors. Yeah, we got power stuff going on. And at least looks like they may have shot the... Gosh, did they shoot the jams and they repainted this? It kind of looks like it, judging by the way that paint's running. We got a dash pad, unfortunately, so I'm sure it's cracked underneath. We've got just a monster leather seat with fold down armrests. That's a big dash. That was a monster. Shows 60,000, which I wouldn't be surprised if that's actual. We got a stogie. We got full instrumentation, panel lights. Oh, check this out. This is our cruise. Huh. At least I think. That's pretty neat. Big 120 sweep speedometer. Auto temp. I don't know if that indicates, I don't think that indicates air conditioning. Oh, that was sweet. Then we got a Alpine tape deck in her. Fancy. Here's our power antenna back when we used to have an antenna. Rear speaker control, huh? Speaker fade. That's a killer glove box lid. What do we got in here? Sunscreen, tape, Larry and Betty Swick. What's the date on here, eh? 90. Registration from 90. Some pencils, a flashlight. Aerosmith? What? The other side, my girl, don't get mad, get even, voodoo, medicine man, what it takes. Young lust, fine, loving an elevator, money on my back. Janie's got a gun. Sweet. The big A fuses. Head cleaner for the tape deck. Glasses. Sick. We got all kinds of options in this sucker. We got a tilt column. Oh, no way. Oh, check it. Tilt and telescoping at that. Oh, cool. We'll put you all the way in. Don't gotta get you any farther up in our grills. Power disc pedal. Yeah, it's got discs up front at least. Headliner looks nice. It's not hanging down. We got owner's manual. Maps. Renew your mind, Kenneth Copeland. I think that we'll throw that away. More keys. Deposit in any mailbox, First National Bank of Fairbury. Huh, that's cool. Registration, anything in the back? We got seat fuzz. Oh, we've got brand new South Dakota plates from '97. Cool. Oh, these hubcaps weigh a ton. We got two of them in here. Trim. It looks like that trim. Okay, we got that at least. Boy, every door has a cigarette lighter and an ashtray. We were once a proper nation. What's this switch for though? I don't know, is that a light switch? Maybe courtesy light? I don't know. Let's get in the trunk of this thing though. you could fit plenty of bodies back here. I wonder why. What's going on with this? What's on the back side? Ooh, a bumper jack. Sick. Got a big old spare. We might have to use that. Must have been their car cover. Yeah, there's the rest of our jack pieces. We may have to throw that on the car. Many more hubcaps. What's all this? 1980 National Educational Conference, Las Vegas. What are we talking about? Another conference. Budget. Wolf Creek. Rocky Ford. Batesland. Boy, all kinds of great stuff. We got more of these trim pieces, that's cool. Oil? Antifreeze? Lots more oil. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. What are you, huh? What kind of switch 'em a thing and you do? I don't know. Oh, there's another switch. Also don't know. Guy seemed peculiar. Or particular, I should say. Maybe he was peculiar, I don't know. How do you open? Oh my gosh. We have a picnic set. What brand are you? Thermos. What? Some high quality junk here. We got some little cups. Do these have a name on the bottom of them? Oh, that one doesn't match. Sweden. What about the black ones? Do you have a name? They got old labels on them that I can't read. Huh. That's kind of cool. Anything in the box? Nope. Looks like it's had a repaint done to it. That's neat. The knives say Thermos on them? Different brand. Cool, we got some Thermos forks. We even got a little key. Keep it safe from robbers. Wow. How could we get so lucky? Okay, what's under the hood? This thing's a proper automobile. It's got the hood release in here. Ooh. Donde. There we have it. The alleged 440. Okay, it is an air car. Cool. We got some cruise control going on. Big old power brakes. We have an electric fuel pump, huh? And a mechanical. Okay. So what wires are powering this? We got a yellow wire going over here to a ballast resistor. Huh. I wonder if that's just ran off of the key. Oh, there's a yellow wire hanging out. I don't see any added on switches though. Well, like I said, this thing drove itself onto the trailer. It seemed to run fine, but the other systems needed some attention. I don't know if it has a 4-barrel, but we gotta find out. This isn't even an option. Yep, we got a 4-barrel in there. Nice. Check our vitals. It's got green stuff. Cool. We got oil. Looks like a recent oil change. That oil's pretty clean. Weird, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to buying cars that drive, honestly. And then here's our fuel system right now. Okay. Are we even using our mechanical pump then? We may not be using our mechanical pump because this is going into our electric pump. Then, yeah, I think the mechanical pump is bypassed. Well, for what we're doing, that's fine, I guess. Well, let's get a battery in it, which, yeah, we gotta top this guy off. Put a battery in it, put some more gas in it. Our brakes felt like they had a lot to be desired, so our drum brake or part of the master cylinder is probably empty. No, they're both full. Huh. We're gonna have to figure that out though. The brakes don't work well. All right, let's get to it. Here's the old vapor lock trick. Put a piece of wood on your metal fuel line to help dissipate heat. I've seen it with clothespins, but I've never seen a chunk of wood duct taped to the fuel line. All right, we got air in our tires, we got a battery in our tray, and we've got fuel in our tank. You gonna talk to us? You can park? Yep, okay, good. This thing got the upside down Mopar key, of course. We got a mean stereo. Oh, we probably don't. We don't need no stinking antenna. Sick. Okay. Oil pressure's on the low end of things. Seems to rev good. There we go. Idle down, little buddy. All right. Let's try to avoid running over that. I don't think we can because I think we squashed it. You raggedy. There we go. Ooh. Never seen somebody struggle so much. All right. Got nothing falling out yet. We'll see if these brakes are enough to hold it. I'm skeptical. And I don't think, oh good, that window goes up and down to the, oh there we go, come on. Come on. You can do it, little buddy. Why do you say check gauges though? Because I'm plumb out of fuel, according to that. Man, I almost had it. Okay. Brake system. Non-existent. We'll put her in neutral. We don't need you going down at a high rate. I don't know what gear I'm in. Reverse, neutral. If I two-foot the brakes, then I'm okay. Can I see anything going on out here? Yeah, I'm still in the trailer. I'm going down relatively straight. I think I'm off. Hell yeah, brother. Good running old Mopar. Okay. Reverse. Ooh, that. We might have a tanked U-joint or a bad differential. Geez, once they kick in right now. It's got the power to power stand it, but it doesn't have the braking ability. Gosh, this thing revs good. Don't see any smoke coming out. Idle down nice. Cool. Oh, don't grab that, Jeffrey. I need some windows down over here. I can't get my driver's window down, so I'm probably gonna die, but it seems to do okay, other than the fact that it only has brakes at the very bottom of the pedal throw. I hear a clicky clacking going on, like it's got a brake falling apart. But it runs smooth. It has a semblance of brakes. Our vitals look okay, our temperature's coming up, our oil pressure's low, but that's kind of to be expected because we're running at what feels like 600 RPMs. Yeah, we got a clanking going on, like we may have a U-joint out. They kind of skid around that corner in a funny way. Runs really smooth though. I think we do some drivability things to it and we're going to be really pleased. Needs a glass pack too. It's just not loud enough for my liking. I'm happy. Not often you get an untested auction car that runs as good as this. Boy, you gotta lay on them brakes though. Suspension feels good. I'd believe it if it was a 60,000 mile original car. Parker in the old Empire of Dirt. We'll get some parts ordered. What's up, everybody? It's Monday morning. Sorry about the hiatus from the videos. We went on vacation for, what, 9 days? So, trying to get back into the swing of things. As you can see back there, got my lift mostly finished. I gotta get it wired. I'm not gonna do that myself. And we got the GMC up and running. Got the motor in it. It's got, what, 100 miles on it now. Gonna keep adding to it. Gonna be nice to for about 500 before we pull any trailers. So let's get working on this old Imperial again. We'll stick our winch battery in there. See if it'll talk. It's like this thing was designed to have a winch battery in it. Other way. There we go. Yeah, that's stellar. That's awesome. You really want to run your cables right next to your pulleys. This thing has an electric fuel pump on it. Yeah, it's got probably enough gas in there. Let's see if we can get it fired up and limp it inside. I don't know if there's going to be any limping really once we get this thing running good. I couldn't believe it, but I was doing some research online looking for parts. This thing has a 350 horse 440 in it. Like mother of pearl. Which one of these 7 keys is it? This one? This one looks like it was kind of shaved down. Let's see what's going on with it. Nope. Door key. Chryslers are goofy and upside down, right? Okay, what about one of these? There we go. There's our pump running. My gosh, can you believe that? Yeah. I gotta try to do something about that. We just missing a screw there? I think just missing a screw. I'm getting kind of ahead of myself. I gotta shut that hood if I'm gonna go anywhere. So if my memory serves me right, it's been a few weeks, but this thing has like 50% brakes on it. Idle down, little buddy. Okay, there we go. There we go. Was I just going the wrong way? It does work. The switch is just backwards. Yeah, that's correct every other way. Okay. Sick. I don't have to replace a dang window motor now. Brake system. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. That was a little slow to engage. Probably need to top off our transmission. So what do we need to do with this thing? We got to get the brakes working better. Let's see if we can see which one to lock up. Feels like the backs are locking up. Huh. That's the opposite of what I expected. Yeah. Weird. Let's get some wheels pulled off and see what we can see. The fluid's still pretty full. Boy, there's almost enough brakes to completely stop the car. Almost. Gosh, this thing runs good though. Just good. Oh. Alright. We'll get this thing up in the air. Not with our new lift yet, but we'll see what's going on with these brakes. Alright, let's see if we can learn where our leak is coming from, and I think we learned where our leak is coming from. It looks like our leak is coming from, is it the sending unit? Oh no. Nope, it's the top of the tank. Oh gosh. Well, yeah, we can see pretty much what's going on there. Well, let's get this tank down. How much gas do we think is in here? A fair amount of gas. Great. Okay, what holds this sucker in? All right. Yeah, we'll get this tank down. It's probably junk, but maybe we can save it. And by save it, I mean patch it, because a new tank is 400 bucks. So I'll get them lines undone. We'll get the jack out. We'll lower them down. See what happens. On the plus side, the bottom of this car is incredibly good. Looks like we got a pinion leak that's been leaking for a couple decades, but yeah, the rest of it looks really good. I'm kind of surprised. I'm not really surprised. It's a Sandhills car, and they don't use much salt or anything out in the Sandhills. Probably none, honestly. Our backing plates, look, that backing plate's kind of fuzzy, so that might either have a wheel seal leak or an axle leak. About the other side. This side looks dry. Well, this side is the driver's side, which was the brake that was definitely working. So, all right, we'll get the tank down, we'll go from there. Nothing will cause you more struggle and strife than old fuel lines, because they're not gonna leak. Well, they can leak, obviously, but sometimes they don't leak, but they will suck air. So when you get a chance to replace them, just do that. It's a lot easier. So what do we got going here? We got this one looks like it goes up into the trunk, so that's probably just a vent. This one is just, this one's doing nothing. Well, that used to be hooked to something, so that's probably a vent. This a vent too? I don't know. I wouldn't think that'd be a return going into the trunk, but what do I know? Alright, we'll get you popped off. So this is our feed line. That looks like 3/8. The other two look like they're 1/4 inch. Okay, don't get underneath that one when you cut it. You're gonna smell like that for a week. Well, nothing came out. We got our Freol. Make sure you get that in your eyes. Yep. And then let's see what's going on with our wiring. Nothing much. Pop one connector off and that's all. That might be our sending unit gasket leaking. I don't know, it's still wet up top, so we'll see what's going on up there. Okay, spray down that other bolt. See if we can get them spun out. All right, let's try to make this easy on ourselves. Hopefully we can pick something up. Maybe not, it sure seemed like there was something in there. There's gotta be. Unless our hose just isn't touching anything. Let's check that. Our hose is definitely submerged. Well, it's not submerged, but it's wet. Maybe we weren't in a good spot. Well, put that in the bucket, Jeffrey. Maybe there's not as much in there as I thought. Either that or I'm not getting down to it. Yeah, I'm not getting anything. Well, hell. Let's just drop it then and see what happens. Can't be that heavy, right? Yeah, it's got some weight to it. Got the straps off though. Let's bring the back down. See what happens. Probably gonna end up breaking them. Oh no. Oh no. We got a mess already. We have troubles. Gosh, this thing is smelly. Ugh. I'm gonna have to get that neck out of there, aren't I? Yeah, this isn't gonna be good. This is gonna be messy. Okay, I'm gonna juggle this. I'll be right back. Don't tip, don't tip. Dang. Yeah, there's a lot in here. I don't think we were getting past our neck is what our trouble was. Alright, I gotta find something to prop this end of the tank up with. And that ain't the most graceful thing you ever seen in your life. Alright, now let's see if we get anything, huh? There we go. Whew, man. That has some weight to it. That stuff might still burn, but it doesn't smell very nice. Gosh dang. Look how ugly that is. That's why we probably couldn't get that hose through there. But dang it, this might all be in vain. Oh my gosh, yeah, look how wet the entire top of this tank is. That thing's just ruined, man. Alright, so we're gonna be evacuating it. And we're gonna be finding a new one, because there ain't no way that we're gonna be able to use that, let alone clean it. So we'll get this all sucked out, we'll get this tank out of here, then we'll start looking at the brakes and we'll get a new tank ordered. Feels like these skirts just come off like Pontiacs. Okay, you see this little donger here? Push up on that, and then this hook clips on the back lip here. Bring that handle all the way down. Should be able to wrestle them out now. There we are. Cool, now we can get the hubcaps off. Hey, you see that L? Left-hand thread strike again, man. Driver's side on the old cars. Lefty tighty, righty loosey. Yeah, yeah, we weren't gonna use that. That'll be good for starting the burn pit, but that's about it. All right, driver's side rear drum's off. This doesn't look too bad. It's fuzzy, so there might be a little moisture in there, but the wheel cylinder looks all right. I don't see any troubles there. Might still replace it anywho's, because we're gonna go through the effort of replacing that rubber line, and looks like we're gonna have to put shoes on it. Yeah, probably ought to, just because they feel like they've had moisture on them, so it might be weeping a bit out of that axle seal, but shoes are cheap. We'll stick them on. Let's check out the other side. Well, much to my surprise, this thing has 4 piston calipers up front. Talk about a hot rod. So I think that means that there's not really sliders on these things. So there's no hardware to get stuck other than the 2 pistons. So kind of pried on them a little bit. Drum spins now, so I don't think they're stuck, but should probably, just for good measure, replace that rubber hose, because those can give you troubles, and gosh, they're worth like what, 10-15 bucks. So may as well. I'll just crack the bleeder and make sure we've got fluid up here and go from there. Got some power seat action going on here. We got our pry bar shoving our pedal all the way to the floor, and we got nothing up front, nothing at all. So since it's both sides, I'm not quite convinced that it's the calipers themselves. I think it's probably the master. So we'll get a master for the front, well, front and back, and then we'll get new rubber lines for the front. We'll see how that treats us. Hey, check it, them pretty tail lights work. So we got the brakes held all the way down, and obviously still spin the rotors. So let's crack bleeders on these things, see if we get fluid out, and if we don't get like a spurt of fluid out, then I'm gonna assume that our master is not working, or maybe our proportioning valve is stuck. But anyways, let's find out. All right, what are the odds that we aren't gonna break this bleeder off, huh? Oh, there we go. Now the bleeder might just be plugged up. I tried to dig everything out of it that I could. We'll see. I really don't want to buy calipers, mainly because they're stupid money. Yeah, we got nothing coming out of that guy, do we? It's wet, but we got no flow. So either our line is imploded or our master's junk. Hopefully it's one of those two things, because anything else beyond that is really expensive. We'll pump it a few times and see if we can get anything out. I'm using my power seat to hold my pry bar still. Pretty handy, let me tell you. Yeah, nothing it looks like. Yeah, we gained nothing from that. Okay, so it's either in the line, it's either in the master cylinder, or our proportioning valve is stuck in one position. So we're gonna wait until we get our brake parts in. What is today? Tuesday. Everything's gonna be here Thursday. So push this back outside for now, and we'll get a jump on it Thursday. Well, I got this thing up in the air. We may as well drop the oil, eh? May as well round off that drain plug as well while we're at it. Be real thorough here. My gosh. Who put that on the last time? Me? Seems like something I'd do. Well, the bottom of this thing, quite fuzzy. What kind of spark plugs do we have? I can't tell. I can't see. What I do see is new-ish looking shocks and sway bar end links of all things. Yeah, no water. It's nice and brown. Great. No surprises. Where's the filter at on these things? I'm sure, being a Mopar, it's in a super inconvenient location. I can't even see it. Must be on the front of the block, eh? Oh no, this oil doesn't smell that bad, but we didn't know anything about it. We didn't know if there's water in it. I'm glad that we found out. It's got a hint of viscosity in it still, so it's probably not all full of gas. Cool. You may have noticed how dirty the bottom of this car is. Like, look at all this mud packed in there. And the entire bottom is just the same color as that. But these people lived on what I can best describe as a minimum maintenance road on an Indian reservation. So getting back into it with the pickup was even a treat, let alone a 24-foot long car that sits low to the ground. Maybe that explains the lift shackles in the back. They needed a little more elevation just to get out of their driveway. Check it out, there's even still pretty blue paint on the block. Man, that motor mount doesn't even look completely hashed. This thing might be low mileage after all. Wow, check that out, co-op oil filter. No expense spared here, boys. Well, let's see how close I am to having this drain pan right underneath where it needs to be. Luckily my jack stand's almost, oh man. This sucker is rigid. Holy crap. I can see why these were derby cars. You only need 3 jack stands to hold the sucker up. My goodness. Well, frame's in good shape. Oh yeah. Almost like we knew what we were doing. Wonder when that was last replaced. Doesn't look like it's in bad shape, but golly, I don't know when I've last seen a co-op filter. Alright, we'll throw a Wix back on her, get her filled up. Alright, we've got 5 quarts of O'Reilly's 10W30 because that's what we have on hand. And I think that's what this thing is supposed to hold. Near as I can tell by reading what little reading I did. We've got some zinc here. We're gonna add that because this is a flat tappet engine. Flat tappet engines absolutely need zinc because it's not in the oil anymore, because catalytic converters do not like zinc. So that's a necessity for lubrication. We'll dump this guy in too. It dawned on me, I don't think that we've checked the air conditioning in this thing. There's the keys. Okay. We did not lock them in the trunk this time. Come on, oil pressure, wake up. There it goes. A little more, please. Alright, now we're climbing. Well, this thing's got a mean choke on it. Alright, auto temp sensor. What is this? Can we figure out what this is? Oh, that's probably the cruise control, eh? Okay. High auto? We got fan blowing stuff right in my eyeballs. See if our compressor engaged. Hey, look, our compressor engaged. Sweet. Still feels rather warm though. What if we change it to just regular auto? And your thing's moving in the dash. No, all that did was change how high or how hard the fan was blowing. Go back to high auto. Blend door's moving around, that's good. I don't feel any coolness though. Well, we got a lot going on down on the floor. What is this vent change? I don't know. Tell you what, our heater works great. Let's move our auto temp a little. Do we really need this much idle? There we go. Our compressor is still doing the thing. Well, yeah, we just got hot air. Dang it. Well, we tried, didn't we? What happens if we go all the way to 90? Yeah, that's really warm. We'll bring it back to 65. Well, to absolutely nobody's surprise, the old Imperial fired right up and drove itself in here. Look what we got. We've got ourselves a new tank, a new sending unit. So here's the part number on the tank. Either CR20B or all of those part numbers, can't remember where I got it. There's a sending unit. MC-FSU69. Wow, that's a hell of a part number. So, I believe it goes in. Put that in, then we'll get our floaty in there. The float's gonna face down like that. Is there any kind of alignment? Yeah, there's an alignment notch. That's good. So we know that we're correct. Yeah, the tank and the center came from two very different people. Maybe it goes like that, huh? Well, according to our alignment notches, it goes like that. Okay. That lock ring leaves a lot to be desired, but what can you do? Trouble was, start getting it tight and it would hit two of these tabs, but not the other one. So I kind of had to work it around and make sure I maintain the same distance of the lock ring all the way around. So hopefully it stays in there. I can't work it loose with my hand at least, so that makes me feel better. Wow, we have that one out already. We can put this one in. Okay, the next hardest part's gonna be getting the fuel filler neck in line. Speaking of which, it's starting to look like a science experiment. Look at that black stuff on it. The rest of it turned out really nice, but golly. That black crud looks wicked. And it's just vinegar in there too. It's nothing else. So I wonder if that's just the dirt and stuff that was inside of that or what. But yeah, everything just falls off now. It's great. And like I said, this is only vinegar. So totally safe. I can't get over it. That's just paper thin, but it's perfectly clean. So I ran a can of brake cleaner through it, got all the crud rinsed out, blew it out of there. Then took the wire wheel to this right here because we've got to slide this little sucker over top of it. Another piece you gotta buy. There's your part number 926-31407. Filler neck O-ring. Great. So we got 1, 2, 3 pieces into this purchase. Okay, let's get ready to chest this thing. That was a wrestling match. The legs I've never seen, so it's gotta go in through that hole and up there, but this is really tight with that tab right there. That tab's gotta go right there. That has to go through that hole, so we've got to, what else we gotta do? We gotta find our other deal, our other vent that like vents just a wide open atmosphere. It's a great idea. Okay, we'll put our rubber donger in our tank, put some grease on it, and try to slide the filler neck in. Well, it's tight now. The tank is in tight, so this might be easier. There's still not a lot of room to work with. I don't even want to admit how long I struggled here, but I did learn something extremely valuable that you don't want to do if you have a used tank. You want a tank completely void of fuel. I could not get this in for the life of me. I tried to put all of my freaking body weight on it, and as you can see, it's a tight fit. It is rather tight. Axle grease did no good. Tried cleaning up the filler neck with emery cloth to smooth it out, no avail. What did it was I took my butane torch, or MAP gas torch, pretty much set it as low as I could, and then just held the flame like in the very middle of the hole, not touching anything, but enough to where the heat would soften this rubber grommet. Battery died all of a sudden, but yeah, polishing the filler neck more didn't help. Axle grease didn't help. What I did, I took my MAP gas torch, set the flame really, really low, and held it right in the middle of the grommet for maybe 30 seconds, just until I started to see a little bit of smoke. So it wasn't heating the grommet directly, but it was radiating. And gosh darn, once I started putting some weight on this filler neck, it went right in with ease. It just slid right in. So I learned something very valuable today that you absolutely don't want to do with an old tank. Can't have any gas in it at all. Don't have any gas on your filler neck. Don't have any gas on anything, or it will blow up. But in this case, it was perfectly fine. So now I somehow have to negotiate all of this back in there. So I'm going to tape up the filler neck so that we don't get any rocks and junk in there, and then we're going to go for it. So the tank is mostly hooked up. We got to clean out our feed line. So I found this loose hose up here. I think that used to go to our tank. It's unhooked to the tank so we can blow air all the way through right now. Let's see what happens. Inconclusive. All right, let's go back to the tank and see if we can blow anything out. Never mind, we got something. We did. Yes, sirree. Yep, came out of there. Perfect. All right, let's see if we can get it to back feed the other direction. Oh yeah. I can definitely hear it up front. All right, got all the hoses hooked up now. Got a new inline fuel filter put in. We got 6 gallons in the tank. Let's see if our sending unit works. Doesn't appear so. The pump sure is working away. Let's try it. See how long it runs. Don't see any leaks. Our filter is full, that's good. Well, the filter being full is about all the proof that we needed. Okay, the gas level came up to a little bit. It's just below the E line now. This thing choke stays on forever. Come on, little buddy, you can cool down now. Frickin' responsive though. That carb looks like it was rebuilt. There we go. I'm gonna add some more fuel. We'll see if the level goes up. Hot dog, put a couple more gallons in and it went up. Look, our check gauge's light is almost off. Isn't that cool? So yeah, our sender's working. Heck yeah. Gosh, this thing is responsive. It's good. Look how smooth this thing is. I can't believe it. I don't see any leaks. Well, guess we work on the brakes now. Oh my, everybody's favorite thing to work on, brakes. So these drums look really good, surprisingly. As you can see, they're quite shiny still. There's a bit of a lip on this outer ridge, so I just took the old grinding wheel to the grinder and ground it down a little bit, because O'Reilly's still doesn't have their brake lathe after a month or two. So kind of on my own. And then I took our brake cleaner and sprayed everything down so you could see what's what in here, and took pictures of every angle imaginable. Everything looks really good for some reason. So we're gonna get this all tore apart, get our wheel cylinder out, get that replaced, and stick some new shoes on them. I don't think that I'm going to need the brake hardware kit that I ordered, because these all look really, really outstanding for some reason. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pads that the shoes ride on. You want to make sure those are clean so your shoes can move freely. Clean them up, so they're shiny. Spray them off with brake clean so they're clean, and then we're going to put brake grease on them. Alright, ladies and gents, we're going to bench bleed our master. You can do this on the car if you want. So I've got the ports plugged. We're going to fill them with some .3. Good, we can finally use up one of these open ones. I don't like having these open. I don't like to have these open very long because brake fluid attracts moisture and then it ruins it. Ooh, I got that one a bit full, didn't I? We're gonna have some spillage. Yeah, you don't want to leave these jugs open. Take our screwdriver. Hopefully it stays in our vise. And we're gonna pump it until we don't get bubbles anymore. And then this plunger is gonna get really hard and you won't be able to push it anymore. And you don't want the fluid level to get low. You gotta keep those holes covered with fluid at all times, or else you're gonna get air in the system again. We only made a mild mess, but check it out. Now we've got little geysers coming out. That's what you want to see. No bubbles. It's getting hard to push. We'll top off that front one. We'll slam it on the car. Oh, for those who are wondering, I'll get you some part numbers. This thing was a bear to get. Centric, there's all your numbers. I'm not sure which one is which. I bought this from a rebuilder, Lincoln Clutch and Brake, Lincoln, Nebraska. And there's your rear shoes. We didn't end up putting wheel cylinders on it. Didn't need it, but we did replace, that's another number I should get you guys, because these were hard to find. We replaced the front brake hoses, BH 80973, both left and right for the front. And here's our back. This number was hard, one of these was hard to find. BH 24717, both from O'Reilly's. Okay, let's put the master on. You got our master on, it's filled up. Let's go pump the brakes about 100 times. Get some fluid moving. Or that pedal return spring has some vengeance. It's pretty hard, really. Not surprised, we got fluid in the lines, so it should be, but still gotta bleed it. Oh, there, now you go down low. Let's get our full range of motion. It's still pretty hard. That's good. All right, let's engage our pry bar. Just move the seat up. We gotta keep this bar in place. There we go. So that our brake circuit stays open, and it's got to be all the way down so that we're getting fluid through both the front and back port, because my understanding is this is the front port and the piston pushes fluid past the front port first so that your front brakes are the first to engage, and then your back brakes. I could be wrong, that's just what I've heard. I can't prove anything. But we got to start in the back passenger corner. You got to start as far away from the master cylinder as possible and then work your way up. So we got to do passenger rear, driver rear, passenger front, driver front, in that order. So we've got this reservoir here that we're going to use to catch our fluid. Put the end of the line on there. All right, our brakes are pumped up. Let's open our bleeder, see what happens. Oh, good, it opens. Look at that, we got fluids already. I gotta take another bite at this though. I can't really turn my wrench far enough. There we go. Now let's try it. It's good. I'm gonna pump it up again, and I'm gonna use the open edge so we've got more of a range of motion. So what our objective is we want to get all of the bubbles out of the fluid. You hear that pop? You see that fluid, them bubbles in there? That's what you want to see. All right, fluid stop moving. Close it back up, pump it again. Do that until we don't have bubbles anymore. My dudes, whilst bleeding the brakes and opening this door 100 times, I noticed a hinge here. Check this out. We got Uncle Jonathan's corncob pipe. This thing is sick. Wish there was some markings on it. Wow. Imagine the G rolling around in this thing back in 1993, smoking that. So our pedal has a, goofy sound when it releases, but the front brakes seem to be working, and so do the rears. So everything looks bled. I think we're gonna call it good. So all we had to do to the brakes on this thing was shoes in the back, to which we really should do axle seals, but I don't really want to. Oh gosh, was that light on all night? That door might be open over there. And then rubber lines and a master. We may have not had to do the master, but I don't know, because I couldn't get, like I said, I could not get the front calipers bled, and now I can. So consider it healed, which I'm really glad to hear, because you can't get calipers for this thing. You got to get them rebuilt, and I'm sure those parts come dearly. So let's put them back down on the ground, put some more gas in them, and see if we can go roll around. What do our vitals look like? We did an oil change, right? It's been a while ago for me, but yeah, I think so. We got antifreeze, cool, looks about perfect. I'm gonna top it off and put the wheels back on. We can't drive this thing around looking like crap, so we'll give it a hose bath before we take off. First of all, I gotta get my hubcaps cleaned up. We cannot be without them. Okay, some have black and some don't. Weird. Check out the little Wu-Tang eagle. That's pretty cool. That one's all full of poop. Probably won't be using that one. We're using our Zep degreaser. Not a paid promotion. We'll get the wheels one time. Clean up our whitey walls. Oh yeah, I like moving. Definitely better. Not great, but better. Mainly just wanted to get the wheels clean so that we didn't always have dirt running out behind the hubcaps. Heck to the yeah, we are looking good now. That made all the difference. This thing absolutely needs to have hubcaps on it. Steel wheels just make it look like junk. Well, more so than it already is. Let's get the windows down. Let's go for a ride. Alrighty, let's go see if this guy's happy. Which key? That key. Gosh, this thing runs good. Okay, wrong way for that one. Right way for the rest of them. Ooh, back windows aren't as happy. We got fuel, we got oil, we got alt, we got brake. Sick. Probably gonna have to do a 3-point turn to get this sucker turned around. No, we're good. It's responsive enough. You can take these dips going Mach 2 in this thing because it has a lift kit in the back. And it seems like the, oh gosh, what do these have? Up front, the suspension torsion bars are turned all the way up. Now, this thing has good brakes. If they were gonna fail us, it'd be right here going down this little hill. This thing has like 7 gallons of fuel in it. No, it has, what, 12 gallons? And the gauge barely moved. I think it's a 23-gallon tank. I don't know, at least we know there's fuel in it. Hopefully we have access to all of those, however many gallons. It's not gonna win any races, but it's just smooth. There's third. I'm gonna try to keep it under 100. These tires ain't all that whippy. Yeah, the tires want to throw me into the ditch. It's only at high speeds does it pull to the right. Like I said, not fast at any rate, but smooth, responsive. There's not really a bog or a dead spot or anything. It's just a non-high horsepower engine trying to pull a lot of car around. Look good. Temp is starting to come up into the operating range. We may have taken off just a little prematurely. Gosh, I wish that would stay closed. Flasher and trunk. Wow, we have a trunk release. I didn't remember that. Doing its thing though. We got all of the voltage. We have good oil pressure. This thing does not have like a bit of valve clatter. This has got to be 60,000 original miles. We're by old Timmy's hayfield. thing is quiet. You can just barely hear the slightest hints of exhaust note, but it's not aggressive. And you can't hear it in the car, which is the best part. All right. What is going to fail us? This squishy suspension. It's a little hard to handle. It says we're doing 50. These junk tires tend to be a lot more forgiving on gravel than pavement. Happy harvest time. Being harvest time, we really have to pay attention, make sure we don't run into any equipment. Come over a hill and meet a combine driven by a drunk with the header on. Things you want to avoid. Vitals still look good. Boy, this thing does not run warm at all. We are staying on the low side. Granted, it's like, I don't know, 74 degrees outside. It's not hot by any means, but it's not cool either. Yeah, it wants to pull a little. That could be a lot of things. It's probably tires though, because these tires are worn like crazy. We're doing it. We're starting, we're stopping, we're cooling, we're oiling, we're charging. We're pulling off of our own gas tank. Oh dang it, I don't think the clock works. What a pile. What a freaking treat. This thing's quite happy. When we got on it back there, it did not hesitate at all. We're just doing our thing. I would turn the radio on right now, but you know, copyright infringement and stuff like that. Just enjoy the scenery. Smells like burning oil. I know that the valve cover gaskets leak, and this is probably the first time that this engine has been significantly warm in 30 years. These new plates are 97, but the old ones are 93, so I'm guessing that the 93 ones are more accurate since these 97 plates never got installed. Have some green bales, boy. Kind of equipment we got out there. Can't see it anymore. I thought I saw a chopper. Could be wrong. Usually am. We're really doing it, Harry. Thing is cozy, man. Just comfortable. I love the weather this time of year. Don't have to have your air conditioning on, don't gotta run heat. Warms up during the day, cools off at night. Great sleeping weather. Our beans picked. Got our beans picked over here. So if anybody's not familiar with the Nebraska farm economy, eastern Nebraska is primarily soybeans and corn. This is not the eaten kind of corn. This is field corn. This gets turned into cow chow and it gets turned into ethanol. Same can mostly be said for the beans. We got pastures every once in a while, but not very frequent. Ground is too expensive around here. If ground can be put into row crop farm production, it is going to be put into row crop production. It's not going to be turned into pasture. Ground's worth a lot more money in row crop than it is pasture. We're kind of around the 10,000 an acre mark around here for hilly, non-irrigated farm ground. This bottom ground here, well, I guess we do have irrigation. This is probably more like 14,000 an acre. I know you don't watch this for the farm information, but a lot of farming around here is a genetic trait. If you're not born into farming with, 2,000 acres at your disposal, you don't have much of a chance at doing it full time and making a living off of it. And by your disposal, at your disposal, I don't mean you have to own it, but you've got to have at least the ability to rent it. There's families around here that have been farming ground, the same ground that is, for 140 years. Ever since they came over from primarily Germany. Mostly Germans around here, the old families at least. This green patch right here, this is one of the 2 spots left in the county that is called virgin prairie soil. It's never been disc, cultivated, plowed, etc. It is totally undisturbed. Grain cart. What do we got out here? What's your truck say? Anything? Nope, no name on the truck. Perfect. Farm truck. Can't see. It probably hasn't rained in almost 2 months now. Great conditions for harvesting if you've got a crop. Well, we made it back to the old metropolis in one piece. Gauges still look good. My God, this thing just bounces. It's smooth though, man. Hate to disappoint you. I don't know if we're gonna have much for a burnout video. Freaked out, thought this was a cop. It's not. I don't think we're exactly legal with South Dakota plates from '93. Yeah, we got some heat in them now, but it's still just smooth as butter. Let this car go. They're gonna let me go. What a dandy of a day. Sounds like my hubcap wants to fall off. Well, guess we did get a little burnout. Check it, she's a 2-tire fire. My lordy, what a good car. This thing, at any rate, it's a shipping crate for a 444 barrel with, I presume, a 727 automatic and a Posse 8 3/4. Cool. Well, this was pretty successful as far as our videos go. We've got a car that runs and drives well. We got to put tires on it, and gosh, really, that's it. We got to fix little stuff like our door lock cylinder wants to fall out. This panel on the other side's missing, and need to fix the door grab. Other than that, though, this thing is solid, man. This would be a good cruiser. Thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna keep up the shenanigans for you. See you later.